Hey guys, here is our CWL matchup. I think this was week 8. We matched up against Dark Looters, and we got a little bit lucky. Dark Looters was 5 of their better players were in Finland on that whole that whole joke of a war, that 5v5 thing. Whatever, Supercell's doing the best they can, I guess. So we had a little bit of light, we had a all right war. We did fine. We ended up with a 10v10. They ended up with 3 10v10s to our 1, and we both ended up with 2 11v10 triples. We had Ryan came super close to getting a 6-pack. He had a 99 and a 95%. One of their 11s had a 99% also. Lots of great attacks on both sides. They have some great Town Hall 10 hitters, and this is even with some of their guys not being there, and their Town Hall 11s were great. Their bases, that is. We absolutely struggled on one of their. Here, let me pull this up on their side. On one of their 11s, which we ended up leaving that 1 star on the board, and then their 2. They had 2 more 10v10s, and so that was the 3-star difference. Was this? We ended up putting 7 attempts on this. I think almost most of our 10s had an attempt on it, and at the end of the war, when things were kind of winding down, we put Ghost on it. I think he was kind of putting in an effort to get a 2-star himself, and still couldn't. So shout out to these guys. They have some great bases, and so even with their top hitters, I'm not sure who their top hitter is. I speak with no authority about Dark Looters, but even with some of their obviously top tier guys not there, they still were incredibly good in the CWL. I want to show one of our 2-star attempts or successes. This was a first hit here. I think this is Mike here on Cheek, and he had a very good walk that he's going to kind of put his queen in on the side over here. Start getting some funneling down here to get his queen to go counterclockwise instead of coming down clockwise. So with the baby dragon and a few bowlers, he's able to get what he needs to get, so that she'll step up here, get this mortar, and get the gold storage. But after this gold storage goes down, she'll come back. Before she does that, he's got a giant to tank the archer towers there, and wall breakers to open that up for her. So queen snaps back now, engages, and is going to go into this compartment here at kind of the 2 o'clock side of this base. He used his first spell, raised her up, kept her all healed up, going through all those point defenses. These max cannons are a beast. Staying on range of the Expos, now steps into the range of them all and is now tanking all of that. And so he has his second rage down. At this point, he's got a golem and some CC bowlers. He's going to rage him up to get some friendly bounces here on these external defenses, and just lay down a really good funnel on this secondary layer of the base. He's got the trash down, obviously, but then the secondary layer will then push bowlers, some giants, kind of spamming them in with his BK, and he's got this jump that he's able to time just like perfectly to get his queen and king, bowlers, giants all taking it at the same time. They encounter the first inferno. They get some good angle there with bowler bounces, and they're able to get down the town hall. And he's out of spells now. His queen is kind of taking off doing her own thing, but this CC Loon put a hurting on everything, and so he didn't quite get down to the eagle. And so with the eagle up, his queen is not going to have far to go once she encounters that Inferno Tower as well. So queen's done up there. He's going to fire off while the eagle is targeting his healers. He's going to drop off he's got a couple minions. He's going to get a couple buildings that were free, and so he'll end this attack with a 60% 2-star. So that was it's very efficient there. One hit, getting it done. So good hit there. We've got Buggy with our 10v10 trip here, doing a good, just kind of that typical meta at 10, where you are going to work on wallowing a part of the base where there is a grounded expo, and getting a queen push and getting in, getting these 2 air defenses here, and I think he might be able to get an Inferno Tower as well. It's kind of crunch for time, so as soon as I saw he had this, I just marked it down. I haven't rewatched this since yesterday, and it's funny how quickly we forget how these attacks go. I'm sure Buggy remembers, but here he is. He raised those wall breakers up to make sure they got in, and it was a good thing because there was that Tesla there that was kind of set up to pop when that came out, and he ends up having to encounter the defending BK at the same time as the CC. He's got his max poison to get the Loon, so the Loon won't get a drop on his Queen. Queen goes through the BK, now is dealing with that max Hound, which has just absurd amounts of HP. While she's doing that, he starts his King out with a jump, and had a little minion there to help with the funnel, and so he's able to jump his King into this compartment with the Inferno Tower. Queen is getting charged back up now. She's not being targeted by anything, and so the Queen's going to get back up to full health, just about. Phases her through the defending AQ, and now he's got his Lalo coming in. BK is about to put down that Inferno Tower, and he's still got his BK's ability. And here comes a Lalo. He's got haste to help them get through that initial layer, and rages when they get in deep. The pathing in that compartment was very intentional. It was very good, but he did have the push to get there, and then the Loons went straight from that defense to the Inferno Tower. Got the Inferno Tower. He's got his Hound now tanking the last, and perfectly timed gets his Hound to pop, so he has plenty of cleanup troops. He's still holding 1 Loon to help with his cleanup. He puts it down here where he needs the help, and all those pups still got his Queen up. BK, just a sliver of life. That was a great hit. Alright, the next hit I'm going to show you is Xander. He's using one of Leo's Town Hall 9 accounts here. Leo went on a little hiatus, I think, for a couple months, but he's back now. He can't quit us. He missed us too much. So he's got a little cold blood kill squad coming in here. It's going to be just kind of slow developing, so I'm just going to fast forward it here. Getting through these storages, getting through the Town Hall, and still having his abilities on both of his heroes while the defending BK and CC come out. He's able to get those down pretty quickly, has enough tanking with that 1 Golem that is down now, and then he has his Queen's phase to phase through and get that 1 air defense. Now he's got 4 Hounds, he had 1 of the CC, and some excellent Loon pathing on the space that kind of can bring everything and wrap it from one side all the way to the other. His first pack of Loons come down, start getting defenses. He's got his 2nd and 3rd pack. He's got his 4th and 5th coming in here with his 3rd Hound now coming down. All the Loons hitting hastes and getting into rages to overcome the sweeper. And his Hounds are popping just nicely, not losing anything to splash defenses, so keeping all of his pups up. His last Hound comes in and dies really quickly to some mines, but his Loons are right there ready to take out the air defense once it goes down. And so he ends up with plenty of Loons to put down these last defenses, tons of cleanup, and has a swag rage for this base. So welcome back, Xander. Good to have you. Nice hit. Good identification on a base there that had really friendly Loon pathing. The last hit I'm going to show you is, where is it at? I think this is it. This is Leo and his 11 wall breaker Town Hall 9 hit. Leo loves to do unnecessarily complicated attacks. It's his favorite thing to do. He does it at all Town Hall levels. I think he just kind of has that mindset, the same mindset he takes into Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 11, where every troop space has to be accounted for, and he has that kind of attitude of that mind that you need for hitting 10s and 11s, and he doesn't hit 9s any differently. So he had a giant to lure out the CC, and when that Tesla popped, he's putting the hogs on it, just adapting on the fly, gets his the defending Hound taken care of, and once he does, his Queen, her walk is going to get her to go counterclockwise here, so she starts coming in south, and while she's doing that, he's got a giant to come in and tank this single cannon that's out here, and he's got a couple whiz that pop up right behind it to take it down and deal with it all in themselves. So he put his first pack of wall breakers in here on this wall to let his queen start diving in there. And while everything else is tanked down there, he's got a whole mess of wall breakers getting through 2, 3, just keeps going and going and going, and they would have gone even further, I think, if it wasn't for that giant bomb catching them. But anyways, he's kind of got his kill squad coming back together with his queen, and he's got bowlers and witches, and he's also got a skelly spell he's going to put down here on these back end point defenses while they're being tanked by his BK. His queen's going to have to punch through a wall over here, but he's got rage down here for his kill squad, and he has the skeletons from his skelly spell, skeletons from his witches, so they're doing lots of tanking. Bowlers are still putting in tons of work. BK, he's just using his BK ability. Queen's finally through that wall, and she's catching up now, and she's going to get a hurt and put on her here from these point defenses, so he loses his AQ right there at the end, but still has witches, bowlers, BK, baby drag. So there's Leo being needlessly complicated at Town Hall 9. Hope you guys enjoyed. Very good game to Dark Looters. It's impressive how good they are when even 5 of their better guys aren't there for this war. Good game to them. Good war all around. Great as Alchemy. See you guys next time.